countries around the globe. Today I'm going to look at a fun way of using your Brisket in an unusual way. I've got some brisket that I made a couple of days ago, fancy it for lunch, so what I'm actually going to do is bake some bread rolls, warm the brisket through and make some fantastic sandwiches. Your Weber with the Brisket is actually a fabulous baking device simply because it creates such a dry heat and you can get such a hot heat out of the Weber Kettle, ideal for baking. Alright, the setup is very simple. I've got about 35 or so coals inside and glowing white hot now. I've got the Brisket set right over to one side, so I'm really just going to put the coals in, put on the food grate, and I've got one of my cast iron lodge plates that's going to sit on top. I'm going to put some brisket on the top while this gets the temperature, and then add the rolls. The rolls are going to take 15 or so minutes to bake, maybe 15 to 20. Certainly I'll be checking them after about 12, and that should get us to where we need to be. I'm also going to add a few chunks of hardwood on top of the coals just to lift that temperature a little bit more. So let's get it set up. These coals are ready. So, as I say, maybe 35 or so hot coals. The vents are open fully. I want maximum heat. Put on the food grate. The great thing about the Brisket is it still allows you to use the hinge grate on the food grate, so adding additional blocks to it is very easy. Now, charcoal might get you to 500 degrees at the peak point when they're cooking really hard. Hardwood gets a couple hundred more degrees beyond that. So I'll put those in. This thing's now ready to crank. In goes the cast iron grate. If you wanted to lift that a bit by maybe putting a brick or something under it, that would work well too. And I've just got a few slices of brisket that I made the other day that I'm going to put into my sandwiches. And I'm just going to warm them through in the same time as I am baking the bread. So these are going to start from the beginning, while the plate gets the full temperature, and then I'm just going to put them on there. Put the lid on. Now, as I say, I just want this to get to as hot a temperature as it can be. It'll take about five or so minutes for it really to get to where it needs to be, and then I'll put the bread rolls on. See you in a moment. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. As you can see, this is really cranking up now. Lots of smoke piling out of the top of the chimney. It means it's getting to the point where this is going to be burning clean. I know the charcoal's burning clean. This is coming from the additional piece of hardwood on top. The dome temperatures are reading over 400 degrees now. That means at grate is going to be in that 350 to 375 level, which is going to be about the right zone for baking the bread. The bread's here. I'm just going to put it straight on and get on with the cook. One, two, three. Probably now see that wood flaring up. Okay, put the lid back on. So I'm going to check in about 12 minutes. With bread, you're looking at a target temperature of around just over 200 degrees, 203, 204 degrees. Perfect. So somewhere between 200 and 205 is what we're going for. A note on the dough that I used. I made the dough, very, very simple recipe, but I was looking, and there's many recipes you can use. I was looking specifically for a recipe that included a reasonable fat component. I thought that would help with the cook. I also looked for one that was a bit sweeter, just because I thought it would complement the bread. So when I was gliding through the recipes, I found one that had fat and had the addition of sugar. Other than that, I'm going to leave it about 12 minutes. I'm going to check the temperature at 12 minutes. I'm expecting them to take 15 minutes. And it looks like it's just starting to rain, so hopefully this will get done in time. Cheers. Okay, it's been about 12 or 13 minutes now. The temperature is still well over 400 at the dome, so it's still the right temperature for baking those rolls and warming up that brisket. I'm going to now check the temperature of the bread just to see where we are. As I say, the target temperature for bread is going to be 200 to 205 degrees. I suspect these rolls won't be done yet, but it's worth just having a quick check and look. Okay, one, they look beautiful, nice crust. Some are getting close. I'll give it another 5 minutes, I think we'll be done. So, stay with us. Cheers. Okay, been about 20 minutes. Still rock steady at about 400 degrees at the top. I think these rolls are going to be done. I'm just going to check their temperature again. Target 200 degrees. Oh, they look pretty good. Yeah, they're done. 195. The brisket looks like it's pretty well cooked through too, so I think we're going to be in good shape. Cheers.